Oh, there goes a snipe. Let me tell you something. Snipe love a rice field. A rice field that's just drained out and kind of wet, boy, they love them. YouTube, what's up? What we doing today? We installing a riser pipe. Now, if you don't know what a riser pipe is, basically this is how it works. So what you got here is a 6-inch PVC pipe right here. It's actually a sewer drain pipe, and it won't fit this, so I have to use this rubber boot. But normally what you do is you have a 6-inch PVC pipe, you put an elbow on it, this pipe will slide in here. Now here's the actual riser pipe. What this will do is the elbow will be hooked down on this end, and when you want to let the water out, you just basically slide that elbow out of that boot. The water flows out the pipe, gets on out the field. If you want to control the water level to a precise depth, you rotate this pipe down like this, whatever level you want the water. If you want it 4 inches deep, you rotate it down to 4 inches. You want it 2 foot deep, you rotate it up 2 foot deep. The water overflow will go out of this pipe. Now, one good thing you can do, take you a crawfish trap and turn it upside down and put it on this thing and tie it off. So you got that cage around this. That way you won't get any grass or sticks or whatever, junk getting on top of this and plugging it up, or getting down in it and plugging it up. One time I had a pipe like this going, and I had the water all the way down and was letting the water run out of a field into another rice paddy, and a turtle come swimming by, and he got sucked on top of that thing upside down, and his shell sealed off. And I went and looked at the other field, and I said, great day in the morning. Now that joker had, his shell had stuck to it. Obviously he was dead. It stuck to it, and the rice field was going dry, and I'm going, why ain't there no water coming out? I had to get down in that water and pull that turtle, that dead nasty turtle, off of that opening of that pipe. And that wasn't cool, man. It was summertime. The water was all nasty and slimy, and so I had to go for a swim in the swamp. Anyway, I learned my lesson on that. On your riser pipe, put a crawfish trap on top of it or something to keep stuff from clogging it up. We on the levee. There's a big old swamp branch way over yonder. There's a flashboard riser right about where them pine trees are, on this side of them pine trees, and it's stopping up the branch, which is in turn stopping up the water in here. They were gonna let the water in from that little red tree is by filling the reservoir on the other side and letting it overflow through that riser and into this field, but they couldn't, because they figured out that, hey, the water's going somewhere, it's not filling up in this field. So they called me up and was like, hey, what's going on? And what was so crazy, oh, there goes a snipe. Let me tell you something. Snipe love a rice field. A rice field that's just drained out and kind of wet, boy, they love them. Anyway, so I had literally just thought about that 10 minutes before they called me. And I said, hey, yeah, I was just about to call you. Let them know that I had busted this levee to let the water out of this field. At the time, I didn't have a permanent deal, to let the water out. Well, today we're gonna fix that. Harvest has been done a couple months, so it's time to get in here and do some stuff. And I'm gonna block this thing up so these guys can fill this field up. See this field behind me? You see them ruts right there? That's the combine. That's where I came through harvesting all this. All right, here's where I cut the levee. And this was kind of like the lowest point It'd been nice if I could have cut it way up yonder near where I parked. But this was kind of the lowest point, so this is where I came in and dug it out with a shovel. Now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay the pipe right in that trench. I'm gonna dig it out a little bit because you know the mud's gonna build up around the end of the pipe. But I'm gonna lay that pipe in there. And this soil right here is clay right up to the top. So I'm gonna dig it out and just fill it in, you know, pack it with the shovel nice and tight. Let me tell you something. I love these Dan's waders, man. I wear these things working, coon hunting, everything. They got these muck boots on them. Now they are a little warm. In South Carolina, it gets, you know, it can get a little bit sweaty, you know, because it don't get too cold here in South Carolina. But to tell you the truth, that's about really the only complaint I got about them. They are very comfortable and very functional. I went and got some dry clay that I had shoveled up here, and on this side I got some dry clay and put in there. One thing about it though, if you're doing something like this, don't just throw that dry clumps of clay in there, because I promise you there'll be air voids all in there. You'll end up with a leak in your dike. You got to crush that thing. I put a few shovelfuls and busted them clods up into powder. Put a few more shovelfuls, took that shovel and smacked it down good and hard. And then I threw some few shovelfuls of water on top of it. The reason why I did that is because that clay, you want it to get kind of wet. It'll seal itself up, and when you throw the next layer on, it'll stick. So them layers will stick together and bond together and seal off this water. All right, so that's a wrap, folks. See there, I got that pipe slightly rotated, so when we go ahead and fill this place up, we can come out here and adjust it. I'd rather, you know, you don't ever know if it's exactly level. You know, see, there's the top of the levee, there's the pipe. We're only talking about a few inches. I don't want the pipe to be slightly off and cause the water to overflow the levee. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and fill it up. And when it starts overflowing, if we want it a little higher, we can always rotate that pipe a little higher. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. That coupling is just snug. It's not real tight. It allows the pipe to be able to move without falling over, you know, basically. That's just tight enough to hold the pipe up. So we got it rotated down right now. And then we can just wiggle this thing and stand it up. All right. Make sure it doesn't fall off, but it'll stay right there. And if you want to empty the pond, you can just wiggle it and pull it right off. Here it comes. See? That's all there is to it. Very simple operation. That's it, Bubba. Now it's back to the man van, and we're on the way to the house. All right, let's see. Just want to take a look at the old case 1660. See what's going on. I blew this thing out really well and cleaned it really well. I learned my lesson last year when I didn't clean it out real well, and I didn't get around to it. And when I finally got over here, boy, that thing was some kind of gumped up in there. I mean, it was gumped up bad. I had rotten rice up in there and all along the bottom of the hoppers, and you gotta get that stuff out because it will rot the metal. It will absolutely corrode the metal, and you will have a bad problem on your hands. Hey, the rat poison. I always put rat poison in here because those little boogers, you see what they did to the roof up there? Got it duct taped the headliner is flopped down because they got up in the foam and started chewing at the foam. They will chew your wiring up in your combine. So I put a little bit of that. Let them chew on that. Dirty rascals. Combine looks good. I need to come over here and crank it up. It's good to fire it up every now and then, but it's got a slow, what they call a dead short. And it goes dead, so I'd bring my diesel truck over here, hook it up, fire it off, get it going good. Oh, Shelbourne Reynolds. Love that header. All right, y'all. We done some work. Now it's time to play. We out here coon hunting.